is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Build a seed with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hey, you're on mute. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Good now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, you guys, welcome to a special edition of Spreading Love Unapologetically. Today is Saturday, the 27th of June. I am Tamora Freeman, one of your hosts.
Keisha Green in the house.
In the house, and Gay Lisa is down there somewhere. She is in the house, though. She's here. So to run it back from this morning and do yet another podcast. Our special guest is on his way back. He was in here a little bit earlier. How was your day? How was your day, Keish?
Busy. Work, and then work after work. Now I'm doing school work, so work. But I'm blessed because I was able to get up and go to work. You know, to have a job, to even have a job. So I'm blessed.
So I'm talking about any shout outs, any special shout outs?
Oh, most definitely. Special shout out to Jesus Christ, who is the head of my life, who has made everything possible. To the Salvation Army shelter and the kids in there, who we would definitely be giving them, if it's God's will and I'm alive, we'll be giving them a beautiful Christmas this year. My church is going to combine with me to give Christmas gifts out to them. So I look so forward to that. So a special shout out to the Salvation Army and everybody who's in there and all the addicts who are recovering. Keep recovering because you can do it. Trust me, you can.
That's amazing. Which one is this, in Cleveland?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right there off of Prospect, the big one.
Oh, I know exactly where that's at. The tall building, right?
Yeah, but take up it used to be I think it used to be Harbor Lights or something like that.
Yeah. They're not Harbor Lights anymore?
I think they still got Harbor Lights in there, but it's huge as far as a shelter. You know what I'm saying? And treatment. And then Harbor Lights, that building does everything. It has everything in it.
That's amazing.
Yep.
We need more of those type of programs.
Yes, we do.
More. So I want to give a shout out to y'all as well. And we have Jay Burton coming in really soon. I want to also give a shout out to y'all. You know, it's been a trying week, but I'm truly thankful. Of course, give a shout out to my kids, grandkids, and to everybody who's boots on the ground out here doing the work right now. That's action. It's about action over words.
Right.
You know, you see a lot of transformation going on, and I'm truly thankful to see it with my own eyes. So I want to welcome to the stage Mr. Jay Burton. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Jay.
What's up, fam? How you doing?
Well, hey, we're doing good.
Let me introduce him.
All right.
Jay Burton. We're bringing Jay Burton to the stage. He is a talented writer, movies, plays, books, you name it, he does it. 35 years in, going strong, fighting. He's a part of what we're doing. He's a part of me. He's a part of my family. He is creative. The movie that we're writing together, Halfway Home, is going to be phenomenal. Jay Burton is the truth. And within 2 years, he'll be home. And within 2 years, we'll be walking that red carpet together to accept the award for best movie, best play screen, best soundtrack for this movie. He is phenomenal. And with nothing further from me, I want to introduce to y'all my brother, my friend, my family, Jay Burton.
Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? First, good looking out for the introduction, Keisha. You know, it's all love and loyalty. And tomorrow, you
Yes.
know, we've been rocking for a couple of years ourselves. So, you know, this is family. So I know I'm welcome anyway. So how y'all doing?
Blessed.
Right,
Blessed.
right.
Yep, blessed.
I'm blessed to
How
be
you
here.
doing?
But you know, I've been nursing a little cold, but I'm all right though. You know, it ain't nothing. I haven't been fighting and defeated.
Okay.
Like you say, 2 years. I'm predicting, you know, sooner, but 2 years. That's actually a
Yes.
good number.
Right. Right. That's why I said
Right,
no more than 2. You'll be out. Um,
right.
but we want to ask you a couple of questions. And the first thing I want to know is your mindset is so powerful and so strong and so giving, and your soul is so touching. How did you keep that and keep that positive mindset doing 35 years? How?
Well, first and foremost, I want you, for people that don't know who I am, my name is Jay Burton, aka John Moore. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Actually, I'm from Watts, but a lot of people probably not familiar with Watts, so I just say Los Angeles, California. Like she said, I've been down 35 years since I was 16 years old. And basically, it's not about, you know, what's going on with my conviction, but or what I'm convicted for. But I was convicted for a gang murder. A lot of things has transpired since then. A lot of people around the world been trying to get me out, get some focus on what's going on with this unjustified conviction that I've been subjected to for all these years. But I'm not here to win no sympathy points for that, because you know God put us in places for different reasons, and I recognize that I was put here for a reason. And what I did, I became a light. That's it. That's within this dark world, and I started becoming a voice for the voiceless. So you know, I'm still here after all these years. So you know, it has to be a reason. So now, back to what you were talking about. I want people to understand that it hasn't been easy the 35 years that I've been incarcerated. I probably spent maybe about 15, 16 years in solitary confinement. And so there's been times that I wanted to give up. I actually tried to give up one time. And so I don't want to try to glorify prison life, because there's nothing to glorify in here. Only thing that I can glorify is, you know, the Almighty for keeping me strong, one. And me
Yes.
being able to not lose my mind up in here, because you can lose it. And sometimes it's hard to
Hmm.
find once you lose it.
Hmm.
I've been using, like you said, I've been using writing as a way to escape, like with my 2 books. This was one of my memoirs, Life and Time of L.A. Blood. I wrote this when I was in solitary confinement. I wrote this Raw Deals right here. This is a book on principles. And DEALS is basically an acronym for discipline, empowerment, accountability, leadership, and selflessness. And I use these 5 principles as a way of survival. And it's not just about surviving in prison, because people on the street are in prison as well. So I parallel the street imprisonment to the imprisonment in this physical form. That's what the book of discipline is about. Um, so what I would like to know, I mean, what you would like to know is that how I made it this far. A lot of times it come with, as long as you have a good support system, that can help a lot. Your support system. A lot of us don't have support system. When we actually when we come in, we have somewhat of a support system, then we lose it. One
Right.
of the best things, I learned is that I started making my family throughout the years within the prison system. Uh, you know, it's not just about blood; it's about loyalty. So people though that's been loyal to me, they have been my family, and that's how I've been, you know, making it all these years. Because a lot of times, a lot of people, when they start looking up to you, it's kind of hard to let them down. And I got myself in a position that a lot of people start looking up to me, so it's hard for me to let them down, because I'm trying to lead a certain way. But when your leader is like on some faulty stuff, it kind of, you know, get them to like the red light, like, wait a minute, let me stop. Because if my leader's on this, you know, talking this good one, but his life is this in shambles and he can't even figure it out himself, then why is he leading us? So because I had support throughout all these years, that's what made me get through all these years.
Wow. Well, you said a lot of important things. And one thing that really stuck out with me is even out here, people are in prison. And that is so true because it is a
Right.
mindset. That was just powerful. And I understand because I did 14. And out of the 14, I wrote. I did a play every year. I wrote a book that was published by Triple Crown Vicky Stringer. So I get it because writing is a way of escaping and also releasing. So I definitely can relate to you, and I get it totally. And you are a
Right.
phenomenal writer. In all the years I've been writing, different people have tried to write with me, and I've tried to write with them, collab. Never did it work. It just didn't work. I had to always go back and fix stuff for them and all this. With you, you was the first person that I wrote with, and it flowed, and we were equal. And I'm just honored to be able to write with you. We're gonna make magic. We're gonna make
Right.
magic.
We actually we it's not we going. We already started making the magic, and it just and the magic is actually getting into the right musician hands. So we're gonna create stuff that people haven't seen. It's gonna be you're gonna think you know the storyline, but we got so many twists and turns
Yeah.
because for
Yes.
people that don't know, I can't even tell our formula that we use because that
Yeah.
formula I don't think anybody. Matter of fact, I'm quite certain nobody don't use the formula we use because you got one person that's physically incarcerated, one person that's out there in the free world, and what we do is priceless. So I just can't put it out there yet. Wait till we get
Yes.
our
Nah.
words, and
Nah.
then we can say,
Nah.
okay, this is how
Right.
we did it.
Right. 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 They gonna see it. They gonna see it. Tamara,
Right.
where Tamara go? Okay, you up?
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, I was
What
enjoying
happened?
Well, in the
listening to
meantime,
the
let's
interview.
we also could talk about what is the projects that you got going on that I'm involved in, and expound on that you think that people that we can give a little snippet.
Okay. All right. The main one that I love. Well, I love all of them, so I can't even say that. But halfway home is going to be a phenomenal series. The way that we've captured the very essence of how a person feels stepping out the gate after doing 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, and the way we've captured it and actually show what it actually feels like. It is not this fairy tale that people think, oh, I come
Right.
home and everything's great. No, that's not true at all.
Right.
You come home and that's when your problems really begin. So I love how we were able to capture each person and show each person trial, walk, everything. I mean, what we creating with Halfway Home is phenomenal. Let's not
Right.
even talk about Clutch. You know,
Yeah.
we're not
Right.
gonna put too much out there about Clutch because we're gonna be the first ones that put something out like Clutch. So I'm excited
Right.
about Clutch Ambitions. Man, that storyline is just crazy. You know, we just got some stuff for him, but working with some of the names that we're going to work with is what's phenomenal to me. You know,
Right.
Chico Brown, just his name by itself, associated with, I mean,
Okay.
so much.
Being that she's in the Matrix, a lot of people that want to be aspiring not rappers, but writers. One of my
Hmm.
one of my advice is to tell you to read all kind of different genres of books on reading because that's basically what opened me up to a whole bunch of different worlds, things I never thought I'd read because I'm
Hmm.
gonna use the word. I was somewhat forced to read because like I said, I did over 15 years in solitary confinement. So in there, a lot of times you just don't do nothing but read. So
Right.
uh, so I read all kind of things, right? So when it comes to my own writing, one of the one of the things I draw on is that I've read a lot of biographies by a bunch of different
Hmm.
people. So when I'm
Hmm.
creating characters, it's kind of easy for me to create characters, embody different characteristics of people, different personalities. And being on
Right.
the prison yard, I'm around like a million personalities anyway, and sometimes I pick certain people who like stick out, and I would literally use their personality and put them in scripts because I see how they stick out, and so each character that we actually the characters that you develop is people that you close to, and I got familiar with the characters just by reading and kind of knowing their story without knowing their story, and it was kind of easy for me to inject my writing into these characters that you created based on people that you actually have personal relationships with. So a lot of people who want to become writers, one of the things I say, read a lot of different type of books. I love autobiographies, and that'll develop your imagination.
Writing skill. Yes.
Right.
Yes. I definitely agree.
Right.
Tam?
So, hey, Jay. Yeah, we've been rocking a long time. It's really good to meet you in person.
Right.
So, I have a question. So, tell me about the Rich Mindset LLC. What is that to you?
Well, me and Joseph, we started the Rich Mindset because, there's times that we had that many of us where we come from had a mentality of just, I'm gonna use the words, some like street type stuff, gutter type of way of living, right?
Right.
And a lot of times, opposite of rich is poor. So we have poor mindsets, poor mentalities, and poor doings.
Yes.
So when we elevated ourselves and became conscious, you can't be a poor mentality type person when your conscious level has risen, right? So it's like these is rich mindsets. The mindset is not about just money, it's about rich. Whenever you put seeds in soil, you want to put it in rich soil. You don't want to put it in poor soil. Anything that you do, you want to do it on a rich level. So that's how the rich mindset came about.
Well,
I love that.
Yes, me too. So, where do you guys have the podcast still?
Yes, the podcast is actually Official Prison Talk. We started that last year.
Right.
Because me and
where can your followers find you on your podcast?
On that podcast, you can go to. It's actually on It's a YouTube link. Official Prison Talk, and me and Joseph, we started that last year. He been rocking with me for almost going on 4 years now since he been out. Actually, this is how me and Joseph met because some activists they knew I had a book out. They knew Joseph had a book out, and they was like they tried to bring me and Joseph together, and they set up a date for us to have like one of these type of interviews. And I don't know what had happened to Joseph. I showed up, and eventually I started following him, but I never knew who he was. I actually thought he was still in prison. And then one day I seen him live. I'm like, wait a minute, he's not in prison. And somewhere in there, that's how our relationship started almost 4 years ago. And he been rocking with me all the way, been loyal to me. And he kind of put down a lot of things that he had in development for himself. And he seen that the attention needed to be on a person like me who's been incarcerated since 1989, since I was 16. So I salute to Joseph. He gave up a lot, sacrificed a lot for us to continue what we just started.
Right.
And if nobody had any faith in me, he's had faith in me all these years. And that's how we met everybody that we know today.
That's amazing.
So
yes,
loyalty.
Official Prison Talk was something. Right. So Official Prison Talk was something that was, God saying it was going to happen. And a lot of people, sometimes we talk to people, they thinking like Official Prison Talk is just about prison. No, actually, we got people who's never been in prison there. We got somebody that's running for vice president of the United States right now with Dr. Cornel West. Her name is Dr. Melina Abdullah.
Yeah,
she's been arrested several times because she's an activist, but she's never been in prison or anything. We got celebrities. You just got to go up there and see people who's never been arrested. So a lot of times like I say, being in prison isn't just about this physical form of prison. It's about whether it's a mental state, whether it's a relationship, whether it's financial. There's different forms of imprisonment. That's why this book, Raw Deals, that's what we deal with on that. I try to utilize this as a way of showing, just because I'm in this physical prison, I may be just as free as you. But I'm going to show you how to deal with my imprisonment, how I deal with my imprisonment, and it can teach you how to deal with your own form of imprisonment.
So, Jay, have you read the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome?
Who is it by? It seemed like I heard the title.
Let me go get it.
But I heard the title, but I'm not really familiar with it. I've heard that title before.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of books throughout the years. Many of them I forgot the titles of them until I opened up and read it. But I remember this story. If I didn't read that story, I'm sure I'm read stories close to it.
Where can they find your book at? Where can people get your book at?
Oh, both my books is on Amazon. Raw Deals by Jay Burton, JayBurton is on Amazon. The Life and Times of a LA Blood by Jay Burton is on Amazon as well.
Okay. Yeah. I know a lot of people would like to read.
More books I haven't even published yet. I've just been just waiting.
Yeah, we've been on these movies because I got some too, but we've been on these movies.
Right.
We'll get to it because I got a couple too. I got part 2 to mention to the game. Everybody been asking me about it. I got part 2 to that and Unleash Vengeance. So we're gonna get to that after we get these couple of screenplays written and get them out the way.
Right.
Once
I even got a trilogy on a urban novel called Schoolboy Revenge, Schoolboy Redemption, and
I didn't hear the last one. Jay, you froze. Hello?
He froze.
He froze?
Yeah, he froze. His internet should.
That was just me.
He froze.
Okay.
Who's
the author of the book?
Okay, it's Joy Leary. I'm gonna put it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in our. It's called Post-Traumatic. Yeah, he froze. He froze. Sometimes that's what happens on these. He'll be able to go out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our technology, boy. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yep.
This technology for us, though.
Okay.
No.
He has been doing so much. I remember watching him and Joseph. Joseph, he used to do a whole bunch of lives, and I'd be like, who is this? Who is this? Degree, GRUYLEARY. Okay, I'm gonna post this.
What, the book? He said his phone went out. He'll be back on in 2 minutes. Now, what you posting? You posted it already? I can't hear you. You on mute? You're not on mute? Something going on because I can't hear you.
Can you hear me
now? I do. Yep. Okay, now what'd you just post?
Okay, it says Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Joy Leary. And I put it on our in our comments. And then I said I got Jay's book, which is Raw Deal, and he said it's on Amazon. What's the other name of his book?
Life of a Crip in LA, I think, but this would be wait till he come back just to be sure. But I want to say life as a Crip in life as a Crip in LA, but I want to be sure when he come back and ask him because it's something like that.
It seems like whenever you putting out positive, inspiring information, here come the internet acting up.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. That's just how it be. You right.
You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing.
Yeah, because the devil is a liar. He's always been a liar.
That's right. He's a liar.
Always been a liar. He was lying to Eve when she bit that fruit. Yeah, she probably had the munchies from smoking some weed or something because she sure bit that fruit. I think Eve was a little high, girl. Eve had them herbs in that garden, baby. I'm telling you, she had the munchies. She had the munchies.
That Eve was us. Sure, she had the munchies.
She had the munchies. And Adam, he just retarded. Adam just stood there. I think he was so high he didn't know what to say. He just bit the fruit too. That's in the play, Tommy. What I just said, that's in the play.
You're supposed to say no, Eve. No.
Yeah. Yep. What I just said, that's in the streets is calling, girl. It's gonna be funny to death because Thomasina doing it. Thomasina is doing it, baby. It is so funny.
There goes Jay right there. He's coming back in.
Okay.
Whew, this internet is crazy.
Yep.
Welcome back, Jay.
No, that was on me because my phone got real hot.
Okay.
So I had to put a fan by it.
So Jay, what's the other name of your book? We have Raw Deal on Amazon. What's the other one?
The Life and Times of L.A. Blood.
The Life and Time.
The Life and Time of L.A. Blood.
Okay.
By Jay. This is a memoir that I wrote, but it's a 2-part book. My second book, this is about me coming up in Watts, California, the struggles that came about growing up as a blood in Watts, California, because when I grew up, there wasn't that many bloods when I grew up. And it was maybe about 10 Crips to every 2 bloods, to about every 3 bloods. So, I talk about that, the struggles of that, but so I want people to understand that I don't brag about the gang lifestyle or highlight it in a sense of making it seem like it's a cool thing. I mean, there's some good things about it, and there's a lot of bad things about it, about the lifestyle. But it's my reality though, because it's something I basically was born into. So what I do, I utilize my voice now as a more influential. Not what you would call an active like gangbanger. I'm not a gangbanger, but I am a member of the Bloods, and I utilize my position in life to better those that look up to people like me. I don't sell them fairy tale dreams that I was once sold when I was young, believing the unbelievable. That this gang life was what it was, but it was not like that, because when I came to prison, the Bloods on the maximum security yards in prison in California, the Bloods and Crips wasn't even on no gang stuff. And it's crazy about that contradiction, because in this small world on these prison yards, you would think Bloods and Crips was clashing every single day. But when I first came up, it was like that, because it really wasn't that many Bloods in out of Los Angeles.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Hey Jay, listen, I know exactly what you're talking about. So I lived in Los Angeles, California, growing up.
Right.
And so I knew about the Bloods, the Crips, and all that, but we had Mexican and Hispanic gangs as well. That's how I got back to Cleveland, Ohio, because my dumb butt decided. I came home from an event with some black shoes on, a white T-shirt, and some black pants. My daddy looked me up and down. He was like, "Pack your shit, we're going home." I had joined the gang, and my dad was like, "No, No.
So you joined a Mexican gang?
Gang, right. And my dad was like, no, what's wrong with you? We
Right.
packed up that day and left California and drove back to Ohio.
So
that day.
what part of
I know that's
part
right.
of LA was that?
We stayed in Los Angeles, we stayed downtown, we stayed it was by a park. I can't remember, by a park, a big old park. It had the paddles, the water paddles, or off of Ventura.
Yeah, it's by the lake. It's by that little lake over there.
Yeah, you remember
That's Little Mexico down there.
Yes, it is. And our schools were bilingual.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's Little Mexico down that way.
So Mexico, everything was Mexico. So you had to learn when they were teaching us in school. I spoke English. I come from Cleveland, Ohio, and they were like, "No, you have to learn Espanol." I'm like, "What?"
Right.
Like, this is totally. And then my father would take me down to. We would drive over to San Francisco and go on the boardwalks where all of the Asians were.
Right.
All you smell was raw fish. But I remember that. I remember like it was yesterday. And people often say, how do people join gangs? Well, I was by myself. I had no brothers and sisters out there. I had no one. It was just me and my dad.
Right.
And I was bored because my father was an entertainer.
Right.
And he was always in clubs. He was always traveling all over the place and doing his gigs and stuff. And so, unfortunately, I was left to fend for myself, and that's what I did. But
yeah.
And that's why I always say, God had grace and mercy on me even back then, to pull me out of this situation. You just never know, And so why you an inspiration. Y'all have been an inspiration to me. I told y'all, I think a podcast or two about my little run-in as a juvenile, serving my little time. So, and being given a second chance. And that's what this is all about, being given a second chance and, being given the opportunity to really reach some people, because our young people, they're not hearing us, or we're not hearing them, or we're not able to connect, but we've got to find a way to make those connections with them, or we're going to lose them.
Right.
A whole population.
But you said we're not hearing them and they're not hearing us. A lot of times, they're not listening at all. So how is it that when I grew up, we was raised to respect our elders? That has been taken out of context in this era we're in. I mean, no matter how wilding out and crazy we probably were, we still respected our elders.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
So I don't know if they got the privilege to you listen just directly to them without them respecting the elders first and foremost. See, the elders is the one that paved the way. I don't care what they turned out to be later in their life, earlier in their life, them the ones that paved the way for it to make it much easier for you.
I agree.
A lot of my older homies that some just life is just in shambles or whatever it may be. But I remember it was because of them dudes that made it easier for people like me. So I don't care what state they in, I have to always remember them the ones that paved the way. And what may have happened to them today is probably be a reflection of what happened to them yesterday.
Yes.
But they had to stay strong back yesterday just to get it, to make sure that people like me could carry that torch. And it seemed like when I started carrying the torch, when I first hit the prison yard, I was fresh 18 years old. I was in a prison called Old Folsom State Prison. And I had just turned 18. I was literally the youngest prisoner on the yard. And I remember them older brothers, they used to come to me and they used to it was actually mandatory. You couldn't do with the things you could do in prison today. It was mandatory that you educate yourself. And they was gonna sit there and make sure that you are educated. They wasn't with that they was with the you gonna do this.
That's amazing.
They was sitting on, and they was real serious about it too.
That's really amazing. Because it's not like
they was pressing real lines back then, right?
Right.
And so I was groomed by some of those that paved the way for people like me. So once I start getting of age, I start trying to pass the torch that was passed to me.
Yes.
But these torches that we passing today don't have no flame on them anymore. Meaning that we have the torch being passed, but with no flame on it. Flame is the light. So these people that's getting these torches, they keeping them in the dark because there's no light on these torches anymore. So we pass the torch, but there's no light on it. The youth don't, like I say, the youth do not care about what the elders is talking about. They don't care that the elders is paved the way for them. They don't care about nothing. That's why they screwed up. So when elders do try to talk to them, they be like, "Well,
yeah, you're right.
Fuck the OGs, fuck the big homies." Wait, you know it's because of them that you can even sit right here today.
Right.
But I'm one of the ones that
you're right. You're right.
I know how to communicate with the younger ones, but it's gonna take more than me. And if it's just only one of me and 100 of them, it's kind of difficult. So I do use my platform to not change people, but change the mindset of them, to make them see things a little bit different. And I do consider myself a success story for all the people that I've helped throughout the years. And you see that what was that, Inglewood Kingdom? That's one of my young brothers right there. He was 15 when he got incarcerated. They gave him like 30-something years. He had like 9, but his crime carried 9 years. So he did about 15 years. Then some new laws came in about a year and a half ago. And they said anybody who was 15 that was tried as adult, basically they was reviewing their cases. He one of the ones that went home. I remember back in I think it was during pandemic 2021. It was doing all the Black Lives Matter thing that was going on, and all the shootings that was going on with our people and the pigs. And I had asked him. He was one of my little young homies, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna reach out to Black Lives Matter and see if they'll let us start a prison chapter." So eventually, it took a while, but they eventually answered my call, and they let me start Black Lives Matter prison chapter on the prison yard. I had got at him, and I said, because he had a Rastafarian services, so I said, "Look, you got 2 days. Let me use one of them for the Black Lives Matter prison chapter." So he came on board with me. Some of my older homies that was like real reputables in prison, I showed them, like I said, "Look, we can bring the Bloods, the Crips, the Muslims, the Christians, everybody together under this movement right here, because right now they have the microphone. They have a megaphone right now." One of my older homies that I used to look up to, he told me this would never work. So you know what I did? I proved his ass wrong.
Yes.
I had the Bloods, the Crips, the Muslims, the Christians, everybody in our chapel services. I had everybody in there. Me and my little young homie that's on there, Inglewood, I think it's Inglewood Champion. I had me and him running the whole prison yard. That was 2021. He got out in 2022, I believe.
Wow.
So he did 15 years. His max was 9 years. He did 15 years because they had these crooked, corrupt laws over here that we can give you a bunch of time on just enhancement. So long story short, he went home. He connected with the Black Lives Matter on the streets. Now he's bodyguarding for them.
Yes. That's amazing.
And not just him, it's one of my ex-cellies as well.
Wow.
So when I say I know I've had influence on a lot of people, but I use my influence for good purposes. Because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not even about me. It's about the people. So that's the way I press. I've lived my life. I'm not trying to catch up with them. And every day I try to give something fruitful for the people out there, whether it's in here or out there. Every single day I give myself this struggle.
And you're right. You are right, man. And just, I'm telling you, your spirit is just so beautiful. I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet you. So glad, that we connected on the level that we did. And when you get out, it's just going to be, man, just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And it's ready to happen. It's great to happen. I don't say that narcissistically. I say that in faith, because my faith is unmovable. It's unmovable. And I know you about to get out. You're about to do some great things. You doing great things now. So coming out here, just imagine. It's an honor. You are my family now, and that's just it. So Tam, any closing thoughts from you?
I too. So I would like to know the dates, if you can put the dates out there. And Jay, we really appreciate you coming all the way from California, eh? And keep doing what you're doing, man. Our young people need more people like you. And we cannot wait for you to get out of there. We're going to be standing there.
Yeah.
Like I say.
So excited.
Like I say, well, what I want to say is that in my own closing is that this is not me. This is God work that I'm doing.
Yes.
Man.
He put me in darkness so I can find a light, and so I can share that light with other people that's in the dark.
Yes.
So I'm here. I'm strong as hell, whether it's mentally, physically. There's days that I just want to cry. But the thing is this, I know I'm put here for a reason. And I'm not scared to be me.
Yes.
I'm not scared of the peer pressure. I'm not scared of my homies. I'm not scared of none of them. I do me because I know I was put here for a reason. I'm not scared of the system. The system, no, I'm not. They tried to break me. I did 9 years straight in solitary confinement. They couldn't break me. So they just realized that, you know what? This one right here is unbreakable. But what we're going to try to do is try to never allow him to get back to the streets again, because we know he will be a bigger threat. But I'm going to tell you like this. My word lives on. I am a legend already.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
That's right.
about.
That's right. That's right, baby. That's true. It was an honor having you on. Go ahead.
Do not hang up, Jay. Don't hang up after we end the broadcast, okay? Right. Don't hang up. All right. Keisha?
Yeah.
Any last words?
Thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. I thank God every day for this platform. I thank God for the bond and the friendship that Jay and I have. And I thank him for the future that he's blessed us with that we haven't even seen yet. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Jay, call me in a little while. I'm going to get to my schoolwork, but call me in a little while so we could just try to call Miss B.
Did he?
He froze? Okay.
No, he back.
Okay. All right. All right, you guys. Good one.
All right now.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah.